This video is all about finding the area of a triangle. However, the triangle is not a right angle triangle and you're not given the height. So therefore, we're using a very similar idea as to how we did it in the sine rule and the cosine rule. So if you've watched those previous videos, it gives you an idea of how we actually need to label our triangles. So the refresher is, we call our angles with capital letters. So capital A, capital B and capital C. Once we've labelled those angles, it then tells you what we will call our sides. So the capital A angle, the opposite side to that angle would be side A. Capital B angle, the opposite side to that angle would be B. Capital C angle, the opposite side to that would be the C, and we use the little letters A, B and C to identify our sides. Now if we are using the area rule, which we have up here, this is the rule to find the area using this method. Half times A times B times sine C. So now looking at this example to help us find the area of this triangle, the first step is that we actually need to label our angles. Now notice I'm going to be labelling that angle C. The reason I'm labeling that angle C is because that is where I've been given this angle of 87, and that's where we're going to use the sine C. So therefore this is going to be side C. It's not too much of a bother as to whether this is going to be angle B or A. So those two sides you can feel free to label how you like. It's more angle C that needs to be identified. So this is going to be side A and this is going to be side B. Once we've got this information, we can now put it into our rule. So it's half times A, which is 32, times B, which is 21, times sine C, which is 87. We then calculate our answer. You can put this all in one hit onto your scientific calculator, or you can use the NumSolve option on your ClassPad calculator. The reason we can put this all in one go and not have to do bits and pieces like we had to do with our cosine rule is because it's all being multiplied. Therefore the answer is going to become 335, and I'll go to 2 decimal places, 0.54. This then becomes the area of this triangle. So let's have a look at the next slide. Now in this particular question, we're asked to find the value for x, corrected 2 decimal places, given the area of this triangle. So now I'm actually giving you the area, and you have to use the formula to be able to find that side. So our area formula is area is equal to half times A times B times sine C. So I'm going to label my triangle first. That's my capital C because that's where the angle is, so that's why it's angle C. This will be side C. I'm going to call that angle A, and this one angle B, so that's side A and side B. Since I've been given the area, it's 70 is equal to half times my A, which is x, times my B, which is 10, times sine 93, which is my angle C. Now I can tidy some things up before I move anything over. So it's going to be 70 is equal to half times 10, which is 5, timesing my x, timesing my sine 93. Now I have left sine 93 as is because I want to make this as accurate as possible, and I do not want to calculate that yet because I will end up with a decimal answer and potentially rounding it. It does depend on what calculator you're using, and sometimes the higher level calculators, you can do the calculation and you will still get it quite accurate. Now I need to move the 5 to the other side, so it's going to be 70 divided by 5, which gets me 14, is equal to x times sine 93. And now I need to get x on its own, and the last step is it's going to be 14 is getting divided by sine 93, and that will allow x to be on its own. Therefore, the side for x to 2 decimal places, as asked in the question, would be 14.02 centimetres. Please do not forget units, especially if we've given it to you in the question. So that is the side length for x. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and are able to now find the area of a triangle using trigonometry without the height. All the best.